Much for tuning in to Lotus of Judah 1111 Ministries. All right, so before we begin, I want to give thanks for those of you that are new here, and go ahead and like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. And without further ado, let's focus on some of the reasons why it's so important to trust God's timing, and why God's timing is not good, it's actually perfect. I've learned a lot about the importance of trusting God's timing in seasons of waiting. I've also known that it is much easier said than done. It's something that seems to be a little cliche to wait on God. And sometimes it can seem hard for the reason of waiting. You could be having deadlines, you could be having things that really need an answer for. Personally, there are so many different things that you could be waiting on, and it can be very frustrating. But you have to understand that God operates on a completely different timetable than we do. I want you to be encouraged that waiting on God is always going to be so much more worth it than you trying to force His hand. God knows the future and the past, and everything He plans will come to pass. In Isaiah 46:10, only I can tell you the future before it even happens. Everything I plan will come to pass, for I do whatever I wish. God knows everything. He's infinite wisdoms. But we don't. We see the world from a limited vision, and everything kind of falls in alignment with what it is that we trust in God for. If we pursue the desires of our heart without having that trust factor, we can cause ourselves to even further delay. So I want you to understand too that if God planned it, it's bound to happen. And you'll know because you may get confirmations during sleep, you may see confirmations during the day, and it will come to pass. In Isaiah 55:10 and 11, for as the rain and the snow come down from heaven and do not return there but water the earth, making it bring forth and sprout, giving seed to the sower and bread to the eater, so shall my word be that goes out from my mouth. It shall not return to me empty, but it shall accomplish that which I purpose, and shall receive in the thing for which I sent it. God's word has never failed, and it will never. You can trust His timing because He gave you a promise. He intends to follow through no matter how long it may take. He didn't make a mistake when He made you a promise. It was deliberate and intentional. Even if it seems like your timing is better, we know that God's ways are always best. It will happen no matter how long it takes. Understand that when we are dealing with mere mortals, we're dealing with humans, we can get our thought process in regard to trust and people's intentions. And unfortunately, because others, humans have not been trustworthy or have not had good intentions, we begin to have a wavering faith when it comes to God. But God has perfect intentions for you, and He cares for you deeply. You are valuable to the Most High God. God is making you wait for a reason. There's something that is being created within you. There's healing aspects of yourself by you experiencing that waiting. He has no intentions of hurting you or delaying you. And in fact, by you waiting, you're going to be able to see a bigger picture on why you should trust God's timing. Oftentimes, what He's bringing forth to you is going to be so much more bigger and better than you can even imagine. I will share in brief in regard to a situation a few years back where I really needed a car, in particular SUV. So God told me, go ahead to this dealership, but if it's not what you want, to leave. Now, I went to the dealership with that intention in mind, and honestly, I did not want to wait on God's timing. I wanted to go ahead and get what I thought I needed at the time, because I think I needed to go to a job and I needed that transportation. But when I went there, they didn't allow me to pick out the type of car I want. They kind of just gave me what they wanted to give me. And instead of me trusting God's insight, I went against my discernment, y'all. I'm a flawed individual at times, and I'm learning, but I had to learn the hard way. So I went against my intuition, and I went ahead and got the vehicle, the SUV, and it was okay, but it wasn't what I wanted. And God kept confirming to me that you need to wait. It will be worth it. And so I took it, and it was so many problems. It wasn't problems necessarily with the vehicle, but it was problems with the dealership. They just kept pestering me, and the guy was even trying to pursue dating me, y'all. I'm not even gonna get into all that. And so God told me to relinquish the SUV back to the dealership. And the people kind of was taken aback, but I trust God. So I gave the deal, I told them, they can come and get it. And they came and got it. And I waited. I waited until God told me it was time. And I think it was like maybe 2 months, maybe 3 months passed. And then God told me, okay, now it's time. And God ordered my steps and told me exactly what to do. To just go to his dealership. It's going to be exactly what you want. It's not going to be any issues. And when I went there, it was everything I wanted. Beautiful SUV, BMW, white, clean. I mean, it was, yeah. And so I was so grateful that I trusted God. I think it was the X3. It was something I thought I never was going to be able to get, and God allowed me to get it. It was affordable, and everything worked out. And so the importance of trusting God and trusting the favor that he has over your life is gonna prove to be in your best interest instead of rushing the process. Also, we have Deuteronomy 7:9. Know therefore that the Lord your God is God, the faithful God who keeps covenant and steadfast love with those who love him and keep his commandments to 1,000 generations. God has always kept his promises. Look back on different situations like I just experienced in my own life and think of the promise God made to you in your past. Hasn't he kept that promise? He has. So while you may not fully understand God's timing, you can believe in his faithfulness. When you're in this waiting season, it may feel long, it may feel drawn out, but always remember that God is doing a work within you. Don't believe the lies that people say that, oh, if you choose to do things the right way, or if you choose to act with integrity, it ain't never going to work out for you. People try to plant these seeds of doubt within you, and that's really unfortunate. But if you trust God and understand that God is faithful to you, and he's been faithful before, and he'll be faithful to you again, trust the timing of your life. Now, if you're struggling with the waiting season, I want you to make sure that you pray about this. Make sure that you continue to strengthen your connection with God and continue to enhance your faith, increase your faith by trusting God and the vision that he has for your life. Hold true to what it is that you want in your heart and allow yourself to be free of doubt and anxiety. God does not want us to be anxious for anything. Wait and allow yourself to be transformed within. He's bringing out the greatness within you. And that blessing that you're waiting for, it will be perfect. Until next time, bye.